I'm Joe Reed, and you're listening to Behind the Mic with AudioFile Magazine. Kendra Winchester has been my guest the entire week, and she has had some really interesting suggestions. So, Kendra, stick this landing.
So I have to tell you about one of my favorite cozy mystery novels that I've ever read in my life, and that is Murder at Gull's Nest by Jess Kidd. And this is performed by Siobhan McSweeney from Dairy Girls. She's Sister Michael in Dairy Girls. Oh,
Oh,
it's so good.
one of the best Dairy Girls, which is an extraordinary series with great performances. Siobhan McSweeney as Sister Michael. Oh, my Lord, she just steals the show.
Yes, absolutely. I love it so much. I could cry. It's so good. And we just rewatched the whole series one again of
Yeah,
late,
we did
and I
too.
was like, yes, oh, it's so good.
So tell me about her. I actually heard her narrate. This is like 17 years ago when I was listening to a lot of Maeve Binchy,
Okay.
and she was one of the narrators. And I just had poked that away. And then when I saw she narrated this book, it was, wait a minute. Did Sister Michael also narrate a Maeve Binchy? And she did. She was wonderful. Anyway, go ahead. Tell me about this one.
So this is a cozy mystery novel set in 1954 in England, and it centers around Nora Breen. She's a former nun who has just left her cloistered life in a convent to go find her young novitiate. Now, this young novitiate was in the convent with her, but was diagnosed with a terminal illness, and so she left. And so the novitiate sent letters to Nora, but then when the letters stop, Nora knows something's wrong. So she decides to leave the convent and go find this young woman who she dearly loves. And she ends up at Gull's Nest, which is a boarding house.
Okay, go on. And what happens? And it has quirky characters.
Yes, absolutely. Nora Breen arrives at the boarding house. Naturally, as one does in a cozy mystery, someone dies.
Of course.
So she is like, oh, is this connected with the disappearance of like my beloved friend? So she investigates, and that starts off. I love a former nun trying to solve crime. It's niche, but I love it.
I
Um,
agree. And, so much depends on the characters.
Nora's such a great character. She's so well written. I love Jess Kidd's work. I've been following her since her first book himself, was released several years ago. And now that she's in the cozy mystery territory, I could not be happier. I love Nora. And, there's so, it's a really difficult topics in this cozy mystery, but there are really funny moments. Like the neighbor of Gull's Nest is like a reverend who raises rabbits, and there's rabbits everywhere throughout this entire story, and I love it so much.
Well, we're going to hear a little of the marvelous Siobhan McSweeney, but do you want to set this up for us?
Yes, so Nora has just spent her very dwindling pocket money on a new notebook to keep track of her investigation. And so she decides to, check out the yard.
All right. This is Murder at Gull's Nest by Jess Kidd, read by Siobhan McSweeney.
Nora considers the first two words written in raven black ink on the first page of her new notebook. Murder weapon. She glances over at Father Conway, who is wiping his beak against the window frame, having just downed a pound of fish heads. I'm setting out my stall here, Conway. The gull doesn't comment. Nora underlines the words and adds three more. Cyanide, possible sources. She frowns and looks out of the window. It is not yet 3 o'clock, and shadows are already drawing in down in the garden below. The wind is cold, but not squally. A few clumps of bunnies continue to graze the lawn. Despite their soft appearance, they must be hardy. Nora Breen has an idea. She negotiates the passage between the kitchen and the pantry as quietly as she can. There is nothing that can be done about the sticking door. She gives a well-aimed kick to the base of it and a sharp push to the handle, and she's out.
I want more. I want more. She is the queen of the understatement, Siobhan.
Yes.
Queen with wonderful pacing.
Oh my goodness. It is magnificent. And, I honestly picked up this book as an audiobook because of Siobhan McSweeney. Some, things you just need to listen to, and this is one of them. And of course, we all know Siobhan plays a nun in Dairy Girls, and so this was just perfectly paired, and the humor, and it was such one of my favorite listens. I can't stop talking about it.
Okay, wait. Just please tell me it's the first book of a series.
It is.
Thank you. Yes. Oh, you're not just saying that, are you?
I'm not just saying that.
Okay, good. Just checking. Wonderful. So a new series, not just a new book.
Yes, yes. I listened to an interview with Jessica, and she talks about it. And I also learned recently that she's autistic. So that goes with our
That goes with your theme. Yeah.
yes, yes. And I love autistic people. We just do the most magnificent work, and in so many ways, and we can understand characters in so many different ways. And so I just love that Jess Kidd is autistic, and made me so happy just to learn that as a random fact. And this novel is no exception. There's so many great characters, and I always want to try to figure out who the murderer was. And so that was a great experience with this, because if this is one of those novels, as a listener, you can figure it out before it's revealed. And I love that, so that you're part of the game, as it were.
Lovely. I'm definitely listening to this. No question. Like, hello. We'll wrap this up now. Okay, that is Murder at Gull's Nest by Jess Kidd, read by Siobhan McSweeney. Kendra, that is a banging way to end the week. Thank you.
Always happy to.
And I want to remind people tomorrow, bonus edition of Behind the Mic. It's our Earphones Roundup with Laura Rossi. You really won't want to miss it.
Today's episode is sponsored by Night Watcher, a twisty new audiobook performed by Will Collier and Helen Laser, plus a special note read by author Daphne Woolsencroft.